time to yap about the drama in Marvel Rivals right now. If you've been living under a rock and you don't know what I'm saying, the drama, which is kind of overstating it, is a bunch of different things, but it all revolves around the same thing, is that dive comp is really strong now, and healers are really struggling. And a lot of people are blaming Necros, which I think we should be just blaming streamers, not just him. I think that's dumb, because a lot of streamers were saying, well, support is so powerful. So yeah, there's that. Anyway, so yeah, we're just gonna yep about that. I think we need to calm down a little bit. I think it's not like this game's dead or anything. I knew it was gonna have a roadblock eventually. Like, it wasn't gonna just be a really good game forever. It was obviously gonna make a mistake sometime, and that mistake is now. So it's the first big mistake, but we're gonna get through it. So calm down. The game's not dead. It's still really fun, and it's still better than Overwatch. Anyways, let's get into it. Right now, Season 2, dive comp is really strong. They buffed Iron Fist, they buffed Captain America, and now it's just like, it's really easy to just win if you run a good dive, if you just have 3 dive DPS at Captain America, and they're all pretty good at them. I mean, it obviously still takes skill, but it's still pretty easy to pull off. And then you just have like 1 or 2 of the dive DPS. Like, you have Iron Fist, and you have like a dive DPS or 2 target the healers, put pressure on them, and then you have everyone else target the tanks, kill them, and then kill the other DPS and the healers. It just all tumbles down. And it's a really easy formula, and it's all because, I mean, I'm not going to say all because, but a lot of it is because they made a very big mistake of listening to YouTubers and streamers instead of the majority of the fan base. They decided to listen to like a top 500 player instead of, like, you know, most of the actual player base. So they decided to, I mean, I wouldn't say Necros had all the influence, okay? But a lot of people were talking about in Season 1, oh my gosh, healers are way too strong, they're way too easy, and healer ults are so cringe. And it's like, there's just so much hate for healers, and they're overpowered. People like Necros was like, healer mains are so cringe, and it just didn't help, because now, and if people who have to feel for healer who aren't main healers don't know how to deal with this level of amount of dive, which I'm not saying the game necessarily needs to fix this, but as a player base we probably do, though. Like, I think what we need to do, I think they should nerf dive just a little bit. Like, actually just a teeny weeny bit. I thought 1.5, they actually did make healers a little less strong. Like, the healing ults weren't as good. I really liked 1.5. I thought it was pretty balanced. So I don't know why they went away from that. I think divers should be able to pop off, but how easy it is to just run a team with a dive comp now is just kind of ridiculous. So I think I don't know why Marvel Rivals thought it was really smart to listen to Necros, because he's a top player, bro. Not everyone's a top player. You play on a whole different plane than like most of the player base. He's a top 500 player. He's not normal. He's cracked. He doesn't have a life. He's not going to reflect the majority of the player base. So I just think, and a lot of YouTubers are that way too. So I think you need to, Marvel Rivals, you need to not listen to YouTubers and just like actually listen to the majority of the player base, because then you're going to get the best results. And in Necros' cases, he's probably just going against really cracked Cloak and Daggers, which if you play Cloak and Dagger right, you can, like, if you play her really good, you can just kill divers. Like, she's actually, I think, Rocket's really good, but like, I think actually Cloak and Dagger, if you play her right, she's actually like one of the best healers against dive. So he's probably just in his top 500 lobbies where the meta is like completely different than most other games, most other like ranks and crap. And he's thinking that, oh, okay, they need to change the whole game for that. Needs to change for the whole player base. You need to change something that's bothering you in top 500. You're cringe. I'm sorry. Now that's out of the way. I don't think this is all Necros' fault. Listen, there's a lot of people who like Necros. There's a lot of people that hate him. You could say I'm towards the hating part, but I'm not saying this is all his fault. A lot of YouTubers, I don't think we should put just the blame on Necros. A lot of YouTubers were just talking about how healers are so overpowered and crap, which they were to a degree, but we over-exaggerated it so much that they made it so, because of their philosophy of buff more than nerf less, they were like, well, let's just buff the dive so the healers aren't as big of a problem, but then they over-buff them. This is also, I love this support strike, because in-game, a lot of times supports get flamed, but you don't know, bro, because you're a DPS one trick. Like, shut up. That's the problem, is all these DPS one tricks actually have like played healer once in their life at the start of the game when they were just trying out everything, and haven't played it since. They literally don't even understand what they probably most of these one trick DPS. They probably don't even understand that their healers are being dived constantly, and that's why they're not getting healed. They probably don't even understand that. So I love the healer strike idea because it forces the DPS one tricks to fill sometimes and actually see what's going on and why you're not getting healed. And maybe you should come peel for them. I don't know, just a thought. Maybe next time, if you're a DPS one trick and you're not getting a lot of heals, try to see if your healers are getting dived and then peel for them if you want heals. That's kind of just the deal. To an extent, healers do need to try to stay alive with being pressured. Like, every character needs to do that. But when you're actually like getting one shot, like when you're like being just constantly pressured by a magic, it's gonna be hard to just heal people, especially if those DPS are being targeted too. So this is why actually I like, personally, when it was season 1, I was still trying to find which class I wanted to main, and I was like, why don't I just play every class? And then I can learn what pros and the cons of each class, and then I can fill for whatever is needed. So that's why I have a Lord in Thing, Wolverine, and Rocket, and I'm now almost Lord in Jeff and Strange. And I'm getting there on Black Panther, but I'm still Captain. But I like to do that. I think everyone should try to do this. Genuinely, I think everyone should try to have a main, at least one main in each class, DPS, tank, and healer, because then you can understand what the problem is, and you can fill. I just think it's best to have perspectives from every class. So if we all did this, we would know why you're not getting healed. You'd be like, oh, my healer must be getting targeted right now. Let's look behind me for a second and see if there's a magic or a Spider-Man on my healer. And maybe I can peel just for a second and help them. Especially if you're a back shooter. If you're a back shooter and you're a back shooter DPS and you're not helping with the dive, what are you even doing? Like, what are you even doing with your life? Seriously. Like, stop. You know that's, like, one of your main jobs, right? Like, okay. Anyways. I think we're going to get through this. It's just people need to learn how to peel for healers more, and that is kind of the only flaw with Marvel Rivals and, like, the whole formula of it is, like, even though I don't like Booger very much, he made a very good point. Overwatch, it's a lot easier to get kills and heal your team at the same time than in Marvel Rivals. Like, I feel like only half the healers in Marvel Rivals you can actually get a good amount of kills and keep your team afloat with heals. So the whole heal botting thing where it's like, oh my gosh, all these guys are heal botting. It's so cringe. Like Necros will say, you're so easy. You're just clicking and pointing, and it's like, yeah, but when you're getting dived, which you evidently will, it takes a lot more skill to stay alive until you can get helped or not be helped. And then also, if your tanks are being pressured like crazy, it's really, really hard to get kills and keep them alive, because if a tank is just getting a ton of pressure, you have to like pretty much just heal them constantly. I don't know. I just think people need to realize this. Listen, if you're not a quick match player, if you're not just a goofy player, if you actually play rank and you're actually above like gold or something, listen, take a second, look at your healers, see if they are being dived, and see if you can help them. It's that easy. If there's a Captain America, have 3 of you real quick turn around and shoot him, and he will die instantly. It's that easy. Now, with this dive comp, though, you have multiple coordinated attacks on multiple people. You have pressure on the healers, and then you have everyone else on the tanks or the DPS, usually the tanks, to knock them out quickly because the healers are currently being pressured. It's a really easy formula. Before, you'd have to kill the healers to kill everyone else. Now, you just have to pressure them for a second to kill a tank. Seriously, if you have shooters, you have anyone pressuring the healers, like different people pressuring the healers, and then shooter DPS or shooter tanks, all those shooter tanks and DPS to do is just real quick shoot the tanks like crazy while the healers are being pressured, and they'll die. And then you won't have a front line, can't hold space, DPS will die, healers will die, you lose the fight. It's that simple. The healers are the foundation of your team. You gotta help the effing healers. Holy frick. You have to. You gotta stop just blaming them. And a lot of times, and especially now because of the supposed support strike, which I don't think is fully going through, especially since I still play Rocket a lot, my Lord healer. And a lot of the times, though, they will be filling, and they actually don't even know how to play healer very well. So that's another thing. There's going to be some experienced healers because nobody wants to play healer. So this is something you can do. Try to get a main and at least healer in DPS. And then if you got time, do tank as well. And then you can fill. It's so easy. You can fill so easy. You can play any character at that point to help. Just main at least one character in each class. It's that easy. Anyways, I think this isn't as big of a drama as people are saying. I think we can get through this. You just listen. Remember these things. Try to play different classes. Try to fill. Try to get a main in every class. So then you can understand the struggle, and then you can maybe help when you're not playing that and that class is struggling. Then you can help with that, especially healer. If you main a healer, then you can know the struggle. Oh, wait. Why I might not be getting healed is probably because there's a dive on my healers and they're getting pressured like crazy or dying like crazy. So I should probably go peel for them. It's that easy. Just do that. I do think, though, I know Marvel Rivals doesn't really like to nerf and buff characters until a new season or the halfway point of the season. So I think we can survive until 1.5 with how it is. If we try to help the healers more, be nicer to them. But 1.5, they should definitely nerf like Iron Fist and Captain America just a little bit. Like, not even on their damage, on their survivability more. Like, Captain America should have just a little less health, and I'm not talking about crazy health. He should have like 50 less health, or like even 25 would make a difference. 50 less health, and then I think Magic should get a little less overshield when she uses her kit. Like, and I mean a little bit. Same with Iron Fist. He should have a little bit less overshield. It's all about the fact that they can just survive easily. They can just survive so easily. That was actually their buffs. I just think I think, honestly, Iron Fist and Captain America should have had a buff to their survivability, but not as much as they did. They needed to just buff it a little bit, and they didn't. But they overbuffed it. But that's fine. So just tweak it a little bit, NetEase, and just nerf like the survivability of dives just a little bit. Not the same. Don't put it back to how it was. Just nerf it a little bit. Anyways, remember those things. And I think we're going to get through this. The game's still really good. Overwatch is never going to be better. I'm sorry. I refuse to believe that. No, I didn't play the new season, but who cares? Because Marvel Rivals is just infinitely more fun and more unique. But yeah, of course it was going to have a problem. I think people need to stop overreacting so much. It's still a great game. But this is a problem, and I think as a community, we need to stop being so whiny about other people on our team unless it's a clear difference. Like, if someone has 3 less kills than you and they're not a healer, calm down. This doesn't mean that they suck. Like, seriously, can we talk about that? Like, come on. Shut up. Like, if you have a DPS or a tank that has, like, 3 less kills than, like, the highest killing DPS, and you're not, and the round's not going well, that doesn't necessarily mean it's their fault. Because they could be creating space, they could be making pressure, doing more damage than you. You don't know. It's probably the fact that either they have, like, a Wolverine and your tank just keeps dying, or that your healers are being dived. Look, turn your neck 180 degrees, look behind you, and see if there's a magic murdering your healers. It's that easy. Do that, and you win. You win the game. Like, you don't need your whole team going after one magic. You just need, like, at least 2 people for a second to just get her off of the healers. Like, if 2 people just pressure her for, like, 2 seconds, she can die or at least get scared off. So, yeah, calm down. It's not that big of a deal. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the Yap session, and like and subscribe if you liked, I guess. Anyways, see ya.